Hi everyone, Mama Mermaid back here. This time I want to talk about changing states and realities. Okay, so how do you change your state? How do you change your reality? By your thinking, okay? Instead of thinking in a way of lack, we're thinking in a way of prosperity and plenty. We always have everything we want. So you would change from a state of lack to a state of abundance. And another thing, this is a little fact that we don't usually discuss sometimes. We're not a product of ourselves to begin with, okay? We're not a product of ourselves. What are we a product of? We are a product of our parents, our grandparents, social media, TV, movies, everywhere we get information from. We are a product of that. Okay, and you have to think about it like this. People are paid thousands and thousands of dollars to be a professional program. They go to school to learn how to be the top programmer, to program computers, program cell phones, all these different things that we use, okay? But when it comes to the most important computer of all, our subconscious mind, to be honest, we had people programming our brain that knew absolutely nothing about what they were doing. Okay? They had no idea. Think about that for a second. You did not have professional people programming the biggest computer that you'll ever run across, your subconscious mind. It beats your heart. It causes your lungs to breathe. It regulates your nervous system. It regulates your cells. It does everything for us automatically. You know, we couldn't even do this without your brain telling you to. Blinking your eyes, anything. Our subconscious mind controls every single thing in our body. All our absolute automatic functions. It does all that. And it's something to think about there for a second, okay? I mean, it does all this, but for all the knowledge, when we're born and we start learning, the only thing there to program us is our parents and our grandparents, and the only thing they knew about their program is what was in their generations prior. So it's kind of scary when you think about it. So we have to change these states, these realities that we are in, because we're living in the wrong reality, okay? And how do you change that? Well, you change it by repetition, by affirming, by scripting, by writing down, reading information, getting information, and repeating it over and over. That's how you change your states. You affirm, and it changes you from the state of lack or state of unloved or state of whatever. That's where affirmations come in from. We are reprogramming our subconscious mind. And so that's how we change our realities. Because the old programming, we must think for ourselves and know who we are. So the changes in our reality is to change our old beliefs and our old concepts and our old assumptions of life. Because let's be honest, our programmers had no idea what they were doing. So it's time to reprogram, change the realities, change the states. And how you do all that is by overriding your old beliefs with new, accurate information. Example, my family has always been sick, so I am too. No, that's wrong. I'm never sick. I'm always well. You can just start with that, Or my family has always been poor. No, my family's always been rich. You can revise your childhood. You can affirm away your old past. Because let me explain this to you. People don't think they can turn loose to the past. Yes, you can. Because it only exists in your subconscious mind. Or in your memory up here. That's the only place that it exists. Just in your memory. That's it. If you get that out of your memory or you change that memory, then it will be the new memory, okay? You can absolutely change your memories. You can change, and it will change everything in your reality, because the only thing real is what we're thinking. That's the only thing real. Okay? We change our programs by repeating new programs over and over. And by using things like faster EFT tapping, by reassuring ourselves that we are God incarnate and that nothing can harm us. That was Abdullah's thing. You know, he taught Neville about the law of assumption. He taught Neville how to, you know, manifest everything he wanted. And Abdullah was straight and to the point. When Neville tried to talk to him about he wanted to go to Barbados, he cut him right straight off. No, he had no tolerance for any of that. You are in Barbados. You are in Barbados right now. Okay, and that's the way Neville was supposed to think and act. He would walk down the streets of New York and imagine he was walking, instead of under the oak trees, he was walking under the palm trees of Barbados. It's just pretend. If you pretend, your subconscious thinks it's real, and it gets you where you want to be. So that's how that works out. And I didn't want to miss any notes here. But we can change our states by faster EFT tapping and by scripting. Scripting helps because when you write it down, I know Sammy doesn't like to write, but when you write it down, it's the same concept as like this. I'll write out a grocery list, okay? I do this all the time. I'll write out the grocery list, and then somehow or another I end up forgetting the grocery list at the house. But my mind still knows everything I want. And as I go down the list and go through the supermarket picking out what I want, I will remember every single thing that I want. That's how scripting works. Same thing. Writing it down. It gets embedded in here when you write it down. So your most important things, I would affirm, and I would also do scripting, which I do. I do that. So I'm just, you know, sharing my advice with you. I don't know, something's itching on my face. Sorry. But back to the subject. Okay. And we can always reassure ourselves that we are God incarnate and nothing can hurt us. Always assuming that we have our desires. And speaking of our desires in the present tense. Not in the past tense, not in the future tense. Right now. We need to affirm and visualize and script as if everything is right now. You can even make little cards and write out your desires as if it's already done and sign it. Put it in your purse. Put it beside your bed, somewhere where you see it all the time, where you can read it every day. Just doing that will help to bring your desires into reality. Just doing that. So changing your states is really very simple. It's all done in your mind. And the only thing you have to do to change your state or change your reality is change the way you think about it. Okay? Like I said, you go from a state of lack to a state of abundance. From a state of sickness to a state of health. You know, a state of being lonely and into a state of everyone loving you. By your affirmations and your scripting and your visualizations. We really need to practice more and more on our visualizations. Everybody does. As much of a sense of reality as you could put in a visualization, you need to practice it every day if you can. See yourself where you want to be. And in that imagination, when you're thinking about this, where you're at, say you're in a restaurant, okay? Feel your arms on the lay it on the table. Pick up your fork. Look across the table from who you're talking to. Tones of reality. That's what helps bring visualizations into reality. And it's not hard, it just takes practice. But the more you practice it, the more you can do it. You know, imagine holding a tennis ball, and then a baseball, or an apple. All these things, imagine these in your mind, what they feel like, how it feels like to touch them, how it feels in your hand, feeling a piece of cloth, feeling the chair, the armchair, All these things bring in, you know, tones of reality into your visualizations and help them to manifest quicker for you. So I hope this explains this for you. I know it does. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.